What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video, and this is just a culmination of this crazy, hectic, outstandingly amazing year. The 2024 Phone of the Year, Foldable and Candy Bar Top 5, a few other categories sprinkled in there, and of course, the Average Dad Tech Store giveaway, where you, one lucky winner, will get to choose any phone you like, apart from the Huawei Mate XT. Let's go! Now folks, I could go on for about an hour telling you how amazing and different 2024 has been for me personally and for the channel and obviously the newly formed Tech Store. 2024 has been wild. But I'm not going to bore you with that. I may make a video later on, maybe next year, just talking about everything. I kind of done one recently. It's good for me to chat with you and be up front and all that good stuff. But today's not about me or the channel. Today is about you. I am giving you my top 5 foldable candy bar phones. I am also breaking down each category in my review format. So for those that don't know, I review all phones on 5 categories: design, build quality, software, cameras, and price. So for this format of awards video, I am going to select one winner from each category, both candy bar and foldable. I'm also going to throw in my overall manufacturer or most improved manufacturer of the year, and then we'll do the giveaway, and then at the end we'll break down my top 5 foldables and candy bar phones. So the first category, design. Now strangely, for a 2024 award ceremony, the foldable phone I'm choosing is technically not from 2024, and the candy bar phone I'm choosing is from the very start of the year, so certainly no recency bias here. The winner of the best designed candy bar phone goes to the Oppo X7 Ultra. You knew it was coming. I love the vegan leather design on the back with the stitching down the middle, the two-tone, and that's either in brown, blue or black. Every one of these devices is stunning. I was lucky enough to own all 3 colours at some point this year, and trust me, they all pop. They all just, yeah, they are a cut above basically every phone in terms of look, design, and just premium looks. So I had to give it to the Oppo. And then the foldable design of the year, technically a 2023 foldable, but they did release an update in 2024. And this is just for design. I am actually going to give the design award to OnePlus. Yes, the OnePlus Open Apex design is stunning. There's no two ways about it. And don't worry, I mentioned the OnePlus Open Apex Edition later on in the video, but for design alone, I'm putting it top spot. Now in terms of honourable mentions, we could be here for days. I also want to stress that design in particular is subjective. One person's gold is another person's you know what. So for me, it's the X7 Ultra and the OnePlus Open Apex Edition. That red is just chef's kiss. Now I should also say, while I'm no Mr. Who's the Boss, I don't have a full table full, but I do still have quite a lot of phones kicking about just now. So I'm lucky enough to be able to show you quite a few of these. So the next category I can show you because I have it in my hand. Build quality. Is a newcomer. In the foldable phone category, I have given build, and there was really only one winner here because of its IP rating, its premium materials, its overall feel in the hand. The Samsung Special Edition. Yes, the Samsung Z Fold SE, I dropped my full review on this yesterday. If I remember, I'll link it in the description. I'll probably not remember. You'll find it on the channel. It is polarising, but there can be no debate that build quality is absolutely SE. In terms of the crease implementation, the armoured aluminium, the IP water resistance rating, it just wins. And now we have to talk build quality on candy bar phones. And there's always a bit of a caveat here because, listen, I could choose this 10,000 milliamp hour IPK69, like you can fucking drown this thing, bury it alive, burn it to death, freeze it, it's still going to work absolutely fine. But in the real world, for people that use real mobile phones on a daily basis, I can't possibly give build quality to a rugged phone like the Alcatel or the Cat or any other manufacturers. So for real world phones, and I'm not sure if this will surprise people or not, but if you've ever owned one, have a think back and think, did it ever actually break on me? Did anything go wrong with it? It's the iPhone. The iPhone 16 Pro Max, just because it's the most recent, but I've got the 15 Pro Max here, I've got a 14. The iPhones consistently do what they're meant to do, which is not break. I have never, once, ever, in all my years, had an iPhone break on me. And now that we've got the ceramic shield, we've got the titanium rails, it just looks, feels, and is extremely well built. And I know this is probably going to cause some drama in the comments, but it's my opinion, and you'll just have to deal with it. And if you're an Apple fanboy, you're obviously going to agree with me. But if you're a Samsung knight and you hate Apple, please take a step back and just look at it objectively. iPhones rarely, if ever, have overheating issues, blowing up in your pocket issues. Glass, like the Samsung Glass, especially in past times, I've had 4 Samsung phones crack after a tiny drop. I mean, we're talking like from a sofa onto a floor. iPhones just never seem to have that issue. So build quality, iPhone 16 Pro Max this year. So the third category and the award for best software. This used to be easier. This used to be kind of a whitewash for Samsung because One UI was perfectly optimized. It had the Good Lock app in the Galaxy Store, which added extra customization, and it had S Pen support. But stock Google has absolutely improved tenfold over the past couple of years, to the point where stock Google, without any of your jazzy skins, just works perfectly. The AI features are a big part of that this year. Obviously, Samsung has their AI features as well, but that's based on the Google framework. And I know this might seem like a bit of an Apple loving for the past minute or so, but iOS is still bloody good. It's a really easy to use software. The AirDrop functionality I use every single day of my life. It just is a lifesaver. And then now that you can customize your home screen easily, you can change all the shortcuts, you can change all the colors of your icons with like 2 clicks of a button. It's just got easier and easier to use. But I didn't pick stock Google and I didn't pick iOS. The best software skin for me this year, Origin OS. Vivo, I plead, please, for the love of Jesus and Mary, release Origin OS globally. Don't keep giving us Fun Touch, which is passable but nothing compared to Origin OS. Bring your widgets global. Bring your animations, your customization, your speed. Bring everything global. For those watching this channel and you're new, I am not an Apple, Google and Samsung boy. I am your Vivos, Oppos, Huawei, Xiaomis, all the others of the world, because that to me is where the real competition in hardware comes from. So you've already and will be seeing more of Vivo and Oppo throughout this video. If you haven't tried an X Fold 3 Pro or an X100 Ultra or any Vivo with a Chinese ROM, Origin OS is just a cut above. So my winner for software in 2024 is Origin OS. And the penultimate category is cameras. And I can feel the hate burning in the comments for what I'm about to say here. Let me just give a few honourable mentions, okay? Let me say that Samsung upped their game in January with the S24 Ultra. The 5x optical zoom, which replaced the 10x everybody thought was going to be a bit of a nightmare. It wasn't. Sharper images, in my opinion. More practical use with a 5x optical than a 10x optical. The Oppo X7 Ultra, a quad 50 megapixel setup with some of the best zoom, a 1-inch type sensor. It had so much going for it. And if it wasn't for a couple of other devices, it would have won the camera round for me. Now, if you haven't seen it all the way through yet, Mr. Who's the Boss gave his phone of the year, not just cameras, but phone of the year, to the Vivo X200 Pro. And a lot of that was based on the cameras. In my opinion, because I've used other devices from the Asian market, the Vivo X200 Pro follows very closely second place along with the Oppo X8 Pro, which just came out. Number one for me has never deviated. Number one for anyone that owns this phone has never deviated. I have probably about 30 members in the WhatsApp chat that own this device, and I promise you, without hesitation, every single one of them will choose this as their best camera phone of 2024 and probably ever. The winner of the camera category is the Vivo X100 Ultra. This triple camera setup, yes, you heard me, I said triple. This camera setup is so good that I'm choosing it over quad camera setups. It has everything. The video recording is the best on Android in my opinion. It's just perfect. And it's only a 3.7x optical. But when you know, you know. 5x, 10x, 20x, 50x. Yeah. I've not gone to the bother of downloading all the pictures that some people in the group have posted because I've switched WhatsApp so many times between phones. But some of the photos that are being posted in the group chat taken from the X100 Ultra are truly professional wildlife photography photos. You could sell them to Nat Geo today quite comfortably. And that's, yes, in part due to the photographer, but that's the phone. The Vivo post-processing, the actual hardware, where Google relies on software, let's be honest. Same with Samsung. Vivo has outstanding software with class-leading hardware. And when you combine the two together, you get phones like the X100 Ultra and the X200 Pro. Now, in about 4 or 5 months, there will be an X200 Ultra from Vivo. And my only hope is that they release it globally, because it is just outstanding. So again, for 2 categories in a row, Vivo take the award. I don't actually have any awards. I'm not that minted. I'm not like Mr. Who's the Boss. But, you know, through chat, you win. Kudos to you. And then, of course, I should say, this is kind of a no-brainer. I actually almost skipped over it. There is a foldable phone in the category for cameras as well. It's the Vivo X Fold 3 Pro. Having used every foldable phone this year, apart from, as someone pointed out in the comments, cool comment, I never got the best foldable phone, the Techno Phantom V2 or whatever it's called. Yeah, fella, that ain't in the top 20 of foldable phones this year. I've not got it because A, they're hard to get, and B, the specs are pretty damn terrible. So yeah, I'm sorry, Technofan lovers, I never got to testing one, maybe in 2025. But in reality, the best foldable phone camera system, it goes to Vivo. And again, you don't have to take my word for it. How about the 250 plus people that bought an X Fold 3 Pro from the Average Dad Tech Store this year? The 250 5-star reviews that everyone gives the X Fold 3 Pro. It's the first foldable phone that doesn't feel like you're sacrificing anything compared to a candy bar. For so long, we had foldable phones that were given mid-tier or subpar camera setups until the Vivo. From zoom to ultra-wides and the main sensor, 50 megapixels, paired with that optimization and the software I talked about, Vivo X Fold 3 Pro, but that was kind of a no-brainer. I don't think anybody expected me to say anything different there. And now we move on to the final category before we talk about the eventual top 5 and the flop of the year. I do want to shout out a few honourable mentions. Price-wise, in 2024, you can literally pick your price zone. You want something from £100 to £200, get the CMF phone. You want something from £200 to £300, go look at any Redmi phone or a Poco phone, and so on and so forth. Literally every increment has a absolutely mind-blowing phone for the money. We have definitely, as consumers, lucked out. Now, that's not to say that the prices at the top end aren't still too high. They absolutely are. Foldable phones are too high. But when you're looking for a mid-tier to budget phone, choices are endless. But I kind of balanced it out overall. A phone that offers flagship specs with the chipset, the display, the cameras, for mid-tier to, I would say, even budget pricing. Now again, I review phones from the Western and Asian markets. I get phones from everywhere, Chinese ROMs. This phone, however, is right now Chinese, and in about a month's time will be global as well. The winner for Candy Bar best priced phone goes to the OnePlus 13. If you don't know already, you can pick up the OnePlus 13, brand new, sealed, for around £600, if not a bit less, because all of December, I have a discount going on at the Average Dad Tech Store. 3% off using this code. And if you're a channel member, you can add your 2% code off to it, so you'll get 5% off all of December, taking the OnePlus 13 to less than £600 quite comfortably. And folks, for the specs, the 6,000 milliamp hour battery, everything going on, it's an absolute steal. So well done, OnePlus. You fell slightly short when it came to the other categories, but you're always in with a shout. But for price, a clear winner. And then in the foldable phone category for price, again, I feel like a broken record here, but it's the Vivo X Fold 3 Pro. Let me explain. I told you already, the Vivo X Fold 3 Pro has the best software, Origin OS. It's got the best camera setup, literally just gave it an award. Well, you're getting all that for about £1,000. Keep in mind that the Samsung SE is £2,500 to £3,000. The Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold is £1,750. I told you already, over 200 to 250 people have bought through the tech store the X Fold 3 Pro, and 0 have had any complaints. It just does what it's meant to do, and it does it the best. So for price, keeping in mind again with the 5% off for members and 3% off for anyone else, less than £1,000 probably, if not damn near close to £1,000 even. Yeah, fantastic deal, and definitely my budget friendly foldable phone of 2024. So hopefully you're enjoying this so far. We do still have to break down my top 5 foldables and candy bar phones of the year. And yes, we obviously have to do the giveaway. But there are a couple of categories I just want to tie up first. The first one being the most improved manufacturer of the year. And for me, this was actually quite easy. No, it's not Vivo, because Vivo have been doing really well for years now. It's Google. The Google Pixel 9 Pro and 9 Pro XL are massive upgrades in terms of hardware, software, and looks and design and build quality over their predecessor. And the Fold version, the 9 Pro Fold, it's kind of night and day between the original Pixel Fold and the new one. Now, don't get me wrong, I do miss that squatted landscape ratio, but in reality, this is just an unbelievable upgrade. So Google, with your AI, with your hardware improvements, you have definitely won my most improved manufacturer of 2024. Well done. And now I want to tell you my flop of the year. Yes, 2024, these type of videos are super positive, and they should be. But sometimes we have to call out a manufacturer when they've done something kind of naughty, and I made a video dedicated to this about 3 or 4 months ago. The flop of the year, in my opinion, and I stand by this, is the OnePlus Open Apex Edition. Now, anybody with a good memory from about 10-15 minutes ago will remember I gave this my best designed phone of 2024. So I am not a hater in the slightest. I love the look and feel of this design. The specs are still pretty good. But therein lies the issue. OnePlus just released the same phone again. No, not the OnePlus Open from 2023. The Find N3 from 2023. Yes, the Chinese market has had the Oppo Find N3 for over a year now, and OnePlus decided to cash in on this, use that red version, put a OnePlus logo on it, and sell it as a new phone for £1,600. It was a scam. It is a scam. Now, luckily, about 12 people bought one, so thank goodness for that. If this phone was £1,000, I'd be saying to everyone, get it. But to release a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip in 2024 is, nigh on robbery. Along with no wireless charging and a few other features missing. It was just below the belt in my opinion. So for me, the flop of the year is the OnePlus Open Apex Edition. Okay, you've waited long enough. Before I give you my top 5 candy bar phones and top 5 foldable phones, it's giveaway time. Again, an absolutely monumentous occasion for my channel. To have just over 40k subs and be giving away a phone to the value of, well, whatever you choose really. It's testament to the support that the community has shown the Average Dad Tech channel and Tech Store over the past 3 to 4 years, but particularly 2024. This has been just wild. This is now my full-time job. You know the story. I'm not going over it again, but it's giveaway time. So, in terms of how this works, I have downloaded the CSV file from YouTube membership and Buy Me a Coffee membership. I have combined the two, and in total there are 273 members, going from number 2 on my XL line to 274. So I will be randomly getting SIRI to pick a number between 2 and 274. The number it chooses will be the winning line on that Excel sheet. However, the CSV files still include some cancelled memberships. So I hate to have to do it to you, but if you win and I look along and show you it says cancelled, I'm just going to have to redraw again. I know it might seem unfair, but I did give ample warnings to make sure your membership is up to date. So, without further ado, let's do the draw. Here is my trusty iPhone. Hey Siri, choose a number between 2 and 274.
A random number between 2 and 274 is 166.
166. So I will go to my line and show you who is 166. Whew. Thankfully, this person is still an active paying member. They've only to be a member since October, so I think because you're paying $10 a month, you've maybe paid $20 to this point. Congratulations at Tomado Barrage. That's the name you've got. I've obviously got your email, which I won't share here. I don't know if you're in a WhatsApp group chat. I don't know which name that correlates to in real life. I will email you and you can call me or email me back and choose whatever phone you like from the Average Dad Tech Store. So at Tomado Barrage, congratulations. You've just won a phone of your choice. So, feels kind of weird after that. That was really quite damn exciting. But I guess we have to finish the video and talk about my overall top 5 candy bar phones and foldable phones of 2024. So we are nearing the end of the video and I need a bit of a breather. Congratulations again to the winner. I'm intrigued to know what phone you're going to pick. Hopefully it doesn't hurt my wallet too much, but you deserve whatever you choose. And for the rest of you that supported the channel this month and throughout the whole year and years, I really, really can't thank you enough. So go easy on me when I tell you my top 5 phones just now, okay? It's all just my opinion. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. Let me know in the comments what your top 5 is. But I don't think I'm too far off here. So I want to start off with my top 5 foldable phones of 2024. Sneaking in near the end of the year at number 5, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold SE. Yes, Samsung finally listened and increased the screen size on the outer and inner screens. They also improved the camera system very, very, very slightly, which is what held this phone back from going higher up the list, also taking away S Pen support and adding a hole punch camera rather than under display. Yeah, there's a few weird choices made by Samsung, but there's no denying it's one of the top 5 phones of 2024. So number 5 is the Samsung SE. My number 4 is the most improved foldable phone of 2024, as discussed already, the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Yes, the name's too long, should have just been the Pixel Fold 2, but everything else about the phone is an improvement. The software is fantastic, the hardware is great, it's got a 5x optical zoom lens, it's got all that Google post-processing and AI features. It's a really, really good looking phone. Apart from the left-hand bezel, we can all appreciate that is just odd and not symmetrical. It kind of messes with my vision every now and then. But it is a great device. It just happens to come in a year where foldable phones have exploded and more people are buying, which is just music to my ears. So number 4, the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Now, at number 3, this one might surprise a few people, but I have gone back and forward to this phone a few times, and every time I set up and use it, I just love it. It's just got everything I want from a foldable phone. A 5x optical zoom lens, really thin design, but feels quality. It doesn't wobble when it's on the table because of the way the camera design is. The one drawback, though, and what holds it back considerably is the crease. The crease is just too deep, but in my opinion it's better than the other two I mentioned in terms of an overall phone. So I'm giving number 3 to the Xiaomi Mix Fold 4. Yes, Xiaomi always seem to be there or thereabouts. And obviously another thing holding Xiaomi back is they never released their foldable phones globally. Vivo released it globally, obviously Google, Samsung, OnePlus. Xiaomi, just give us a global foldable phone so that more people can actually try and use it and bump you up the list. But you've still made number 3. And then my number 2 foldable phone of 2024 is the Honor Magic V3. Yes, a slight gripe with Mr. Who's the Boss, because he gave this his number 1 foldable of the year, and never once in that video mentioned the Vivo X Fold 3 Pro. And I know you're probably thinking, but it doesn't do Chinese ROMs. Well, haha. The X Fold 3 Pro has been global for about 6 months now. So there's no reason for people like Aaron and MKBHD and others not to try it out, because it does have a global version. Yes, it's released in India, but that's still global. He done the Vivo, which is released in China, but it's still going to be global. Anyway, so my number 2 is the Magic V3. From design to the upgrades over the V2, I could have technically given this the actual most improved foldable phone, because it added wireless charging, it improved the cameras, it gave us some different colours, it made it thinner, 9.2 millimeters folded. Just mind-bendingly thin, without feeling like it's going to break every time you pick it up. So yes, number 2 for me was the Magic V3, and of course that leaves no surprises. The number 1 foldable phone in 2024 is the Vivo X Fold 3 Pro. For all the reasons I've already talked about. The reasons it won the best software, the reason it won the best camera, the reason it won the best price. It's kind of been a whitewash for Vivo. And trust me, I'm not biased. I've no affiliation with Vivo whatsoever. I have no affiliation with any phone manufacturer. Something that I actually want to try and maintain for as long as possible, because I don't want to be unconsciously swayed. I will always give you my honest thoughts and opinions. And the Vivo X Fold 3 Pro is just the best foldable phone. So congratulations, Vivo. But I'm intrigued to see what you think about the candy bar. I do think that my top 5 foldables are fairly self-explanatory. I don't think there's much controversy in there. But for candy bar phones, let's find out. So my number 5, I gave to the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL. Yeah, for reasons already mentioned, vast improvement over the 8 Pro, vast improvement because it's a bigger size. I like a big display with the Android software, with the Google Gemini, with the improvements over the 8. As an overall package, yes, the price in my opinion is verging on too high. It's over £1,000 for a Pixel device now for the base 128 gig, which Google really need to stop doing. I think that's too much. If that came in at £900 for the base 128 gig, maybe that would have been higher up my list. But no. In at number 5, the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL, or the 9 Pro. I've got both. They're both great. At number 4 on my list is a phone that has already won a category tonight. The Oppo X7 Ultra. Yes, this just pipped the X8 Pro purely in terms of design, to be honest. The fact that I couldn't get that black stitched version of the X8 Pro, and the fact that the X8 Pro has a slightly lesser screen resolution, I had to give it to the X7 Ultra. Oppo had to be in the top 5, so there we are. Number 4, the X7 Ultra. And then at number 3, I'm going to give this to Samsung. Just have to. You can't make a top 5 candy bar list and not include the S24 Ultra. It is one of the best all-rounders. It's got a really big battery with great optimization. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy chip at the start of the year was mind-blowingly fast. It's also got S Pen built in for those that use an S Pen. It's got a quad camera setup. It's got Google's AI along with Samsung's AI. This phone packs absolutely everything in. And now at this stage of the year, you can pick up a brand new S24 Ultra for well under £1,000. And that, folks, is a fantastic deal. So number 3, no brainer for me, it's a Samsung. And then number 2, it's an iPhone, folks. I'm sorry, I had to do it, but the iPhone 16 Pro Max. If you don't use an iPhone, I understand. You'll not get why I'm saying this, but I'm using an iPhone right now. This video is being recorded on my iPhone 16 Pro Max. Once this recording is finished, I'll then send it to my Mac using AirDrop. I'll then edit it using Final Cut Pro, and it'll all be smooth and seamless and take less time than if I was using an Android device with a Windows PC. For me, that is why it's my number 2 phone, because it works with my workflow and ecosystem. Not to mention, no matter which side of the fence you sit on, iPhones still have the best video. They've also improved the software, they've also made it a larger 6.9 inch screen, and it's also one of the best built phones in history. So I had to include the iPhone. I know you probably hate me for it, but 16 Pro Max at number 2. And then I'm intrigued to know if you know what I'm going to choose here, because there's one omission here, but I'll just be honest. I didn't want to put the Vivo X200 Pro on this list because my number 1 phone of 2024, candy bar style phone, in fact, I'm just going to say it, my number 1 overall phone of 2024 is the Vivo X100 Ultra. Now, you could actually just put these both together. The X200 Pro and the X100 Ultra, you could have as joint number 1. But I only put one in the list, but that doesn't mean that the X200 Pro's outside the top 5. I just didn't want to push another phone off the list and have like 2 Vivos in the top 5. But these are essentially the same phones. The reason I give the Ultra the number 1 spot is because of the display, the slightly bigger display and higher resolution. And that's really about it. Everything else is the same. The software, the cameras, the design, again, that's up to you. But the Vivo X100 Ultra, I have owned, I want to say 7 so far this year. Because I review so many phones, but I always have one. I have one here right now. I always have an X100 on me because it's the most reliable shooter. If you're going on holiday and you want to take the best snaps, take an X100 Ultra. And that battery, 5700 milliamp hours or 55, whatever it is, with the 8 Gen 3 chip, yeah, it's unparalleled in terms of flagship cameras with flagship battery. Whew, so let's take a breather. This has been a long one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and congratulate our winner in the comments as well. This has been a mental 2024. And now that this is my full-time vocation, now that we've got the store doing great things, 2025 is going to be outstanding. And if you are part of the Average Dad community, and everyone will tell you in that membership, it is a community. We have friends. We're building relationships there. And I can't thank every single one of you enough. I will meet many channel members in 2025 face to face. That is my goal, to travel as much as possible, to deliver phones by hand to members as much as possible. Because you only live once and life's too short to be negative as well. So stay positive. If you've enjoyed this video or any video this year, please make sure you smash the like button. And if you've not already, for whatever reason, subscribe. And of course, I will be giving away phones next year. You can be sure of that. So you can sign up through Buy Me a Coffee. Until next time,